Hi friends, Renee Keys here with Carolina Creative. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here with more card making ideas for you. I today am going to work with designer papers that are a full design. A lot of times I can find these to be intimidating. This is 6x6 paper and it's gorgeous. It has these beautiful scenes and I always get concerned about cutting them up and then they just don't look as good when they're chopped up. So I found, I got some ideas for this 3-panel layout. Sometimes I've seen it called a triptych. It goes by different names. And I pulled out some retired paper and played a little bit the other day to show you how this would look. This is the entire 6x6 other than one little 1/2 inch that was cut off the top. And so you get the idea how the entire paper is showcased. So that was a fun one. And then I played with changing up the color for the sentiment. So another retired paper, but again, it shows the full design. So it really makes a cool card. I'm going to show you how simple this is, but you know, and the paper is the bulk of the focal point. So today I am going to work with this Meandering Meadows because it's just beautiful. I was trying to figure out, oh, look at that, Black Eyed Susans. I was trying to figure out how to use this and selected this piece of paper. Right now I'm looking at 2 pieces of cardstock. It's just a 1/2 page of a cardstock, and I've got both Granny Apple Green and Melon Mambo, and can show you how either of these would work beautifully with this. Crushed Curry would pull out the yellow here. I think I'm going to go with the pink and make this card into pink. Dark greens would go as well. There's just a whole bunch of colors you can use with these. They're absolutely stunning. So let me start by just cutting the paper and then I'm going to score the card base. So I'll flip the camera down and you can see what I'm doing here. All I need to do is take a 1/2 inch off. I want my cardstock to be, let's see, if this is, yeah, so actually I'm going to take off 3/4. I want it to be just less than my 5 1/2 because I want the border. So I am going to cut at 5 1/4. Yep, I'm just double checking this by looking at it, and that is what I want. So I'm going to take, I don't want to take too much. I want to take a little bit, so I'm going to split it. I'm going to take a 1/2 off here and a 1/4 off the bottom. And so I'm going to get to my 5 1/4. There we go. But still keep what I consider to be the full design. Okay, so I changed my mind on that. I thought it was going to be simple just to snip it. So there's my piece of paper. I'm now going to score my card base. And this is so simple, you won't believe it. So I am going to score at 2 1/8, right there, up and back. And then at our standard 4 1/4, like this. And that should be it. I am done with this. The other piece of paper that I've cut was just my white cardstock, and that is 2 inches across by 5 1/4. So it should be the same size as this. It is. So now what I'm going to do, I've got my card base made, and I'm just going to burnish this, give it a nice crisp edge. Burnish this, give it a crisp edge. And that's it. I've got my card base ready. Oh, almost forgot. I do need to cut this. So my pretty piece of paper needs to be cut at 2 inches. And these make the panels. So the 6-inch paper will give me 3 perfectly positioned, evenly cut, and when I cut at 2 inches, panels. And that's it. I'm going to keep them in order, although they're easy to piece together when you've got them side by side. So the one thing I'm going to stamp is a sentiment, and I went searching for something simple, so I went to my Simply Said. I did have to watch that it was narrow enough to fit this 2 inch. So this is just going to say birthday wishes. Now the trick with this is whatever you write on this card as a sentiment is going to be visible, right? Because this is going here. And I just stamped in Melon Mambo. This is going here. next to a piece of the Beautiful Designer Series paper. So it doesn't give you much space. The alternative would be to stamp in the middle and then use the back for your sentiment. I mean, so it's really not a big problem, but just keep that in mind that the card will have your writing, your message, and your signature on the inside. So I'm just going to take my liquid glue, fast and easy, stick this on here, give myself a border all the way around, glue it down. I'm going to do the same thing for this piece. Glue, make sure I've got glue on the edges and the corners so it will stay flat. And these 2-inch panels go on really easily. I'm just lining them up now to make sure that they match. And I'm going to do this next panel. Oh, I got something on there. The next panel, glue. But you see how quickly this is going together. And line this up. And then the last panel. Now what I'm debating is, do I want to tie a little bow on here? Because I was thinking, well, that could be sweet. And if I did, it would just be a 1 knot. I don't want a big fancy bow. And this was some older ribbon I had laying around. But I like this because it's kind of peekaboo see-through. It's not a real thick ribbon. So let's see. Here we go. Get it to lay the way I want it to lay. Just a simple knot. That's all I did. Very simple knot. And I'll trim that later. But yeah, I'm thinking I like that. It's just a little something on the front. So now I'm going to glue this. Of course, you could always put some gems on here too. A little sprinkle of, you know, rhinestones or colored gems. Could be really pretty. I'm going to add a little bit of Wink of Stella. If you've been watching me for a little while, you know I like my Wink of Stella. Just to put some shimmer on the flowers and some of the highlights. So there we go. Like that. I'm going to trim this long bow just a little smaller and then leave it like that. Okay, so now, like I said, I'm going to put a little Wink of Stella on the pink and the yellows and all these pretty little wildflowers. Could put some in the skyline if I wanted to, or make this bright green in the trees pop just a little bit. Just want to give it a little shimmer so that when somebody picks it up and the light hits it just right, they will see the sparkle. So there you have it. I have just put together, using a 6x6 sheet of paper that had a beautiful design, a card that showcases that paper. I did another one with this paper. I'll show it to you now. This one, I did it in the, is it Highland Heather or Fresh Freesia? I think this is Fresh Freesia. I went with the lighter. And again, I put a little bow up here kind of in the sky, but it ties it together. And this sentiment came out of the perennial postage. So quick idea for how to use up those 6x6 sheets of paper that have a very large design. I found some other ones that I'll do another video another day, but this is just one way to do it. I was having a lot of fun with these, so I hope you enjoyed this. If you like the products or the projects you're seeing here, you can find me either hashtag Carolina Creative or at Carolina Creative, and I'm also on the Stampin' Up! Network. So thanks for tuning in. Watch for the next video.